there's not gonna be there's not gonna be an intro. Um, but we'll just get straight into it. The name of the quest will be A Taste of Hope. So today's adventure will start with, well, our head researcher Flagan has been working on translating it. Can you check up on him and see how things are going? Will do. Hello there. Safalan said you were working on translating the Alchemy book. Indeed, I am. It's not a quick process, I'm afraid. Large parts of the book are written using vampiric language, which isn't easy to translate. Anything to report? The book seems to document a lot of experiments being performed in the lab you found. Interestingly, the experiments were performed on vampires themselves, as well as humans. It appears that they were trying to use the power of alchemy to modify both humans and vampires. Why? It looks like they had two reasons. First of all, they were looking for ways to increase the amount of blood that can be harvested from a human. Unsurprisingly, the vampires had multiplied much faster than humans. Perhaps there's no longer enough blood to go around. And the other reason? That the more interesting one, as they already aware vampires possess some form of immunity against our attacks. It starts off as only partial in juveniles and jubilants, but by the time they become virus, they are totally invulnerable. This book implies vampires' immunity isn't perfect and that it can be overcome. It seems that they were trying to improve this immunity. Overcome how? I haven't gotten that far, I'm afraid. I might actually be able to help with that a bit. I was spying in Van Storm and Rannis earlier for Cephalan, and I heard Van Storm say something quite interesting. What did he say? He implied that Seraphina had discovered their weakness. Seraphina, as in Seraphina who survived the Theater of Blood? I believe so. That would actually make a lot of sense. We've always wondered how Seraphina managed to survive all the challenges in the theater. But what if she never needed to? Maybe she took advantage of the vampire weakness and forced him to let her leave? Do you think this is worth exploring? I do. I'll stay here and keep working on this book. You head out and see if you can find out what Seraphina discovered. Sab Falan should be able to help you with. Hi, Safalan. How are things going? Not good, I'm afraid, Guicho. We've looked all over our options and we can't seem to find any solution to this problem. If the vampires truly have the ability to track us, then we won't be safe anywhere in Mortania. So what do we do? We'll have to leave. We should be able to sneak out of Mirditch using the same route you did. We can meet up with Relief and the rest of the Marquis and Bert Dorat. Once we're all together, we can travel to Paternodomus and cross the slab into Mythalin. Retreat? But what about the people here that need our help? They'll die without us. I know it's not ideal, but we can't help anyone if we're dead. The only place we'll be safe from this new threat is on the other side of the Salve. There must be another way. What about Rolt's mercenaries? Can't they help us? Even with the help of the vampire, outnumber us 10 to 1. The only reason we survived this long is by hiding in the shadows. Once the vampires know where we'll be doomed. I'm sorry, Guicho, this isn't the end of our fight though. Once we're in Mithlan, we can build up our strength and find more support. We'll come back stronger than ever before. So, when do we leave? It will take a while to pack up our equipment, but we aim to be gone as soon as possible. Do you think it's time for one last job before we go? I guess that depends on what it is. While translating the alchemy book, Flying found a reference to a possible weakness to vampires. Not only that, I also overheard Van Storm talking about the same weakness. He implied that Seraphine found a way to take advantage of it. Seraphina, I suspect nothing more than a myth, a fable fabricated by the vampires to drive people to that theater of theirs. But this came from Van Storm himself. That is a valid point, I guess. The old man Rao used to tell plenty of stories about Seraphina, and he did once tell me where she apparently lived. I suppose we have time to go and have a quick look around while the others pack everything up here. So where do we go? You'll find the house in Sector 4. Get there, leave the basement, head north, and head over west. Go all the way to the western wall and you'll find a broken fountain. The house is the one directly south of the fountain. It's best that we travel separately, so you head out first and I'll meet you there. Alright. Now we gotta head to that house. Oh, look, it closes when you get out. That's interesting. I'm gonna jump over. Climb down the ladder. Alright, we gotta head out this way. Past this obstruction here. And go this east, west. Okay. Come downstairs. This is where Seraphina lived, or so they claimed. Everyone else I've spoken looks up to Seraphina, but you don't even think she was real? I guess it's not about if she was real or not, it's about what she is now, a symbol, a false one. Everyday citizens of Meredith throw their lives away at the damn theater because of her. But why don't they fight the Marquis instead? I guess they don't think the vampires will ever be beaten. They believe that joining the Marquis will lead to their certain death. Thanks to Seraphina, they believe that at least they have a chance with the theater. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. There's a locked door here that might be hiding what we're looking for. Let's see if we can find our way to open it. 1, 2, 3. Gotta grab these supplies. Mysterious crushed meat. Potion on this door. You try to open the door, but it's locked. There's a small knot next to the door that looks like something could be poured in. There's a small insertion at the door that reads, "Blood is the price of victory." Pour the potion in the slot. You pour the potion in the slot, but it doesn't. Nothing happens. Certainly doesn't seem to be right. Found anything yet? I found some ingredients for a potion. I made it and tried using it on the door, but nothing happened. I also found inscription on the door. What does it say? The blood. Price is the blood of victory. I wonder. What are you thinking? I had an idea that may work. Bring me an empty vial. You hand the empty vial to Salafan, who uses a blade and fill it with his own blood. What are you doing? Blood is the price of victory, and I try making the potion with this. If my suspicions are correct, it should work. Fine, next time you warn me before you start cutting yourself. Finish blood potion. Pour the potion into the slot. Yes, you pour the potion into the slot in here. Click as the door unlocks. You take a note, old notes from the chest. They look rather complicated and you can't work out what they mean. Hopefully, Flame will understand them. Use. Any luck? I found some old notes behind the door. Excellent. Hopefully they contain something useful. We should head back to the hideout and give them to Philan. If he can take them, I can take them if you want. Here you go. Thanks. We should head back to the hideout. Alright, now we head back. Here we go. Looking for this little house. This little... yeah. Back up the ladder. Jump over. Head back down. Open lumpy rug. Head down. Are you sure you want to enter the hideout? Any items left in the hideout, including upon death, will be lost. Are you sure you want to enter the hideout? Yes. Are things looking over that? All the essentials are ready and packed up. Excellent. Let the others know we'll be leaving shortly. I don't understand. What is it, Philan? I'm looking through these notes you found, but there's nothing here. What do you mean, nothing? As in nothing, just a load of rubbish. Why do you think Serafanu should have written this? Because she might not have been the one to write it. Guicho, what was in Brazil said about the creature Vanstorm is using? It can track anyone if it has a taste of their blood. And when we were at Seraphine's house, we used our blood to open that door. You don't mean Vanstorm? He used us as bait. Veritid, get the others. We need to leave now. Alright, so I think we're pretty far into the video, so I felt like this would be a good time to take a break. Just kidding. Safalan, are you okay? I'll be fine. We need to get out of here before Van Storm and his vampires turn up. Richo, we have a whole hideout beneath Old Man Rao's house in southern Mirdich. Meet us there. Sorry about that. I had some issues here while the cutscene was happening, but it looks like we survived. We made it, and looks like I was supposed to bring a teleport with me back to Borderat, but I didn't. Thankfully, I did bring the rune pouch, which has a law rune in there, so I'm gonna be able to teleport out of here to. Let's do Faldor. It's because it's got a bank really close by. And pick up our barrels, teleport. Gotta head back to our friend Leaf. Lore remains. Gotta go talk to our boy Belief. He's gonna give us another one of those rods. So I came down here and turns out the dude doesn't give me the rod. But what I ended up doing was I just went and I made one off camera real quick because I didn't want it to affect the flow of the story. Alright, so now we gotta head back to Mirdich through the boat. In the totally legit boat. I didn't even give us a little cutscene. This is where we kind of gotta get lucky. I think we'll be good. They're pretty far away. Okay, and then we gotta go to Old Man Rao's house, which is somewhere over here. Trapdoor. So we reached a pretty long point within the story itself. I'm gonna have to drop a part 3 for the video, and so I decided this would be a good point. That way part 3 isn't super short, you get a little bit more in that. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining me on this second part of the adventure of the journey. I hope to catch you on the last part. Bye for now.